Today I was on my lunch break and a homeless dude asked me to buy him lunch and like payday was like close by, so called me in a he called me in a good mood. So I was like, all right. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I ain't really looking at my receipt, but I think he ordered whatever he ordered because I went to Taco Bell. I think the shit cost more than my shit. I'm gonna be real, but I was in a good mood and all that other stuff, so I didn't care. But I do think he ordered it, and so in a way, I felt finesse, but I don't know. It's something about. Okay, here's the thing, and maybe it's just me, cause where I work at, there's people that got jobs, and then there's homeless people that kind of like walk around asking people for money and all that other stuff. And I always say like this is to me this is like a gateway. It's like like that Black Sheep song. You can get with this and you can get with that. I said, and once you get with this, if you work hard enough, you can get your own home that you want and that you can kind of like build upon yourself, or you can fall off like some of these homeless people that be on there. Now, whether it was drugs or is the economy, I don't know. I don't like, but and then I started thinking like, cause usually, and I only see this on TV. I never seen this in person, but I only seen this on TV. When the homeless people be asking people for money, right? And the first thing they tell them is get a job. And I don't know how things worked back then, but for them to get a job today, you gotta have somewhere to live. Not only have somewhere to live, you gotta have somewhere to live. You gotta have ID. You gotta have mail, and you gotta have a lot of things just so. Cause I just realized that like when you applying for jobs and all that other stuff, you kind of like gotta have. I don't want to say you gotta have your shit together, but you gotta have somewhere like you can, cause they gotta send you mail, they gotta send you taxes, and you gotta pay for stuff. And then I was looking at this, and it was like, are there any jobs that hire homeless? Because I've never seen where anywhere where people hire for homeless. And then I started thinking, it was like, when have you ever seen a homeless person work? And then like, where would they go after they work? Now I've always had this idea of how do you, what is one way you think you can, how can I say this, help the homeless without like giving them money? And one thing is just like you give them a job, but it's just like what job would you give a homeless person? And then like even then they're still having minimum wage. It's not like they're gonna immediately get into an apartment. It's like they still gonna have to work for their job and all that other stuff. And it's just like when and then I don't know. It's just hit me like as a society we don't really help the homeless. We don't. Like there's like yes, there's shelters. I understand there's like homeless shelters and all that stuff, but that thing is like a cesspool. And then like it seems like at least with the women, it's like the quickest way to get sexually assaulted. So it's really not the safest spot. And then I don't think none of the people in the homeless shelter like help people get on their feet. I don't know. I've never been in one, but it seems like is this. And then it started dawning on me. It's just like, where have you ever seen like someone hired a homeless? And then and then I'm like, what job I feel like would be good for the homeless? And I was like, why don't they work in a hotel or like, you know, you I was thinking like, what if the homeless people work in a hotel and then it's just like, they could stay in the hotel, just so they can have, food and, coverage and all that other stuff. I really don't. It's just like, because you really got to start from the bottom for most people. And then, like, if they don't have no place to stay, where do they go? Because it's like, where you going to get your mail? Where you going to get your bit? It's like, I was thinking this the whole fucking time. It's kind of, to me, it's kind of sad because obviously there's a homeless problem. And I don't think America is doing anything to help the homeless. And I feel like we have so many ways to help the homeless, and yet we're not doing nothing. To me, it's just like, okay, I can understand, like, for those that want to work, I know there's people that want to work, and then there's people just like, but you don't know the difference with if you like. I seen a couple of homeless people. They was just like they're applying for jobs, but they was over there asking people for money, and I don't, some people, some of the homeless people they fucking strung out on drugs. You can tell their clothes be like bummy and all that stuff. Like I be feeling sorry for the women because especially the women homeless because half of the times like whatever the fuck they got on it is rip off and then like their underwears be showing they be like partially naked or some shit like that. They just got whatever the fuck they and I'm pretty sure like they've been taken advantage of and all that other stuff. And I be really feeling sorry for them. Especially like you see homeless kids because it's just like damn, you kinda like grew up into this and then, I know there's adoption shelters, there's like shelters for kids and all that other stuff. And most people don't even want to go in there. Like, and it's like, damn, you don't even got a relative that you can like, they could take you in. What are we doing to help the homeless? And I just like, and this been on my mind all day, and it's just like, now when I went out to Cali, and I saw the homeless rate. Like most of these people had tents. I don't know if they had jobs or not, but most of these people they had tents. They stayed in tents and all that other stuff. Like inflation got the best of them, and it is expensive to live out there. Like when I was out there, I was just trying to get food. I was like, even when I bought groceries and some shit like that, it was like that shit was expensive. First off, it was expensive getting there, let alone like buying food because it's just like damn, I don't want to buy food every day because this shit was like up there to $20. And it's just like, and people out here live like this. It's like you gotta be a damn near millionaire. And DC is so much of the same. It's like if you don't have a federal job or a good job that pays well, it's just like you kind of struggling, or you gonna have to work a second job, or you can do an Uber. That's how most people get their money. It's just, and then, I'll go in the Union Station because I stay around DC. I go in the Union Station, and I look at these people. It's just like, and especially like at night, because that's where the homeless people come through. Because you'll see them you have to see them through early in the daytime. You don't really see them in the middle of the day because that's where everybody's like commuting and all that stuff. But when it goes down, that's where you kind of see them. And some people, that's where they go. Like some people, they go to the Union Station, and the people's just like, "Oh, we got to clean up the homeless." It's like, first off, I don't like to clean up the homeless. It's like the way the economy is, you kind of put them there. Now, again, that's not speaking on everybody. Everybody has their own vices, but what is just like I feel like our idea of fixing them is just to throw them away or just push them somewhere else. Like some people, instead of now they're especially since they're buying houses and then they're turning them and flipping them and they're gentrifying them. Like it's like most of these people ain't got nowhere to go. But I always thought like I don't know, what is one way, and then will it work? It's just like make these people work at hotels, and then let them like what could hurt with them working in a hotel where they could shower and like work their way up in a hotel and all that other stuff. Like the military, even then, like I don't want this to sound inhumane, but like the military, even with the military, because I don't. When I was in the military, I didn't have to. I could live on a ship, right? I could live on a ship, and I worked on a ship. It was on, and operating heavy. I had to learn how to operate heavy equipment, all that other stuff, and it's just like I didn't have to worry about bills. I didn't have to worry about um a car, go finance. Everything was on the ship. And it's just like, why don't we build something for these homeless people? Not only that they can, you know, learn a skill, but work at that work with it. Work somewhere. Like I feel like even one of these empty buildings, you could have homeless people working in them and then work a job or some shit like that. I feel like we can. I feel like there's so many ways we could give opportunities to these homeless people where they can work a job and not worry about their next meal or even asking people. And again, that's if they want to do that. And I was like, I don't, I don't think no one wants to be homeless, but it's just that I always say to myself, it's just like you gotta be here, and you can be here with your decisions you don't make. And if you don't make smart decisions, and it's just to me, it's just a reminder. If you don't make the smart decisions, you can see it right there. And I stay away from drugs. I drink, but I don't drink as often. I don't, I don't do anything illegal. I don't want to do anything because, like, especially like some of these people got records. They've been to jail, and then if you go to jail, it's harder to get a good job for most people because they don't trust. It, especially depending on what type of thing you went to jail for. And I'm looking at that. It's just like, wow, some of these people are like one bad thing can ruin your life, and it confront you from getting a good job or a decent job. Because, like I said, some of these places you gotta, and then hell, you can't even. I know most people that knows how to live off the land. Hell, you can't even live off the land around here because most stuff is run by cities and some shit like that. There is so. Excuse me, I'm just adjusting myself. I feel like we're just subjugated. Like they can't even go to jail. It's like, so if you would. And I'm not even trying to offer jail, but I realize like the people in jail, and I'm not saying this like jail is a good thing, but like even then they live cleaner than homeless people. Hell, it's to the fact that most people that's in jail when they get out, it's so institutionalized. They don't know how to react in this outer world, and I've like the funny thing is jail's supposed to make you like a better person. And but most people, and which is why I disagree with Charles White when he said most people need to go to jail and join the military. The military is one thing, but even then you have to learn the military rules. Like when I was in the military and I'm just getting out, there was things like I could say or do in the military that I can't say out in the civilian world because I have to adjust back into the civilian world. Excuse me, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm yawning. But yeah, this was been on my mind the whole fucking time. And it's just like, what? what are we really doing to help out the homeless? And then, hell, the way the world is going now is just like jobs is going to be taken. And this is where I'm worried about because we all have this thing about AI, and everybody's having fun with the AIs and all that other stuff, but AI is taking most people's jobs. And there's going to be a time where AI is going to be taking most people's jobs, but you don't need human beings. And it's just like, what are we going to do? And like, like the funny thing is like you see these in movies, you didn't see these in TV shows all the time. Where, hey man, these robots and these AIs, they're going to take your fucking jobs. Excuse me, sorry for yawning, but yeah, I'm looking at some of these jobs. I'm like it's gonna be really to the point with self sufficient. They're doing female nurses, they're doing female maids, they're doing female cleaners. It's just like unless you got a suitable job, but even the white collar jobs, they're going to be taken over by AI, and it's just like, what are we going to do? It's just like we're going to AI ourselves out of a fucking job, and I think like I feel like, and it's just like, especially, this is why, excuse me, I'm stuttering a little bit, but again, this is fresh on my mind. But this is why I tell people it's like Elon Musk is going to be the main of our existence, and it's just like everything like you see in the show where it shows how things can go bad. It's just like Elon Musk is doing, and I tell people just like y'all don't see this. And then it's just like we have self-driving cars. Sooner or later, people don't won't even know how to fucking drive a car. We have things, and I've said this is just like hell. It's just like there's there are jobs where it used to take 8 hours to do. Now you can do it in probably an hour, maybe even 10 minutes. What used to take all day can be done in a push of a button now. We're getting to that, and I'm telling you, it's just like the even though there's like I said, there's so many things that tell us about it in AI. And it's not that I have anything against AI. I think some things is good, some things is bad, but I do notice that like if we keep it in this direction, and as people been warning you, they're going to take people's jobs, and then like a lot of people, I feel like there's going to be a lot more homeless people. That is will be a real problem because it's just like, okay, how are people going to live now? Because if the robots is going to do most of the people's jobs, where are we going to work at? Are people going to work? Are we going to even have jobs? Is there going to be a society where like humans do nothing and robots do everything? In that case, what is the humans is going to do? Like things like this, like I think about, and it all became from what's homeless dude. Now I don't. I'm gonna be honest with you. Even with the homeless people, like there's some people I don't give them money to, or it's just like I tell them I don't have money. There's some people. There's times when I can see them try to ask for like this. Honestly, this is why I start. It's one of the reasons why I stopped prepping for food. One, because like I said, the shit was expensive. I went to Taco Bell and I spent $34 at a Taco Bell just because I was being nice, and I don't even spend that much money on myself. I spent $34, and I don't want to say I was pissed, but I was like, you're trying to budget, and you just spent $34, and that guy is never going to get like repay you. He probably, and the funny thing is, while I was paying for his stuff, he was still asking. He was still trying to bum. other people for money. So I really felt finesse. Not only that I felt finesse, it felt like I felt disrespected. And it's just like, because he was asking people for other stuff, and he was asking for money. He was asking, and it's just like, I just got you lunch, and you over here now. You just over here trying to penny picture for other people. And I told the lady, please make sure you separate the bags, because I didn't want to like go through split bag. I said, when you get to my order, please sir. That's the first thing I said to her. When you get to my order, can you please separate the bags? You know, like I got my food, and I bounced. But I don't. But it's still there, and it's just like now because of that dude, I'm like, I don't know if I really want to be. I don't. Here's the thing. I don't want to be fully like my mom. Cause my mom, when she see a homeless dude, she used to be rude, and I was like, I don't want to be that rude to it. Like my mom would, she was one of those dude. She was one of those people who's just like, anytime a homeless person asked her for something, she like, she wouldn't curse him out, but she was like, no. She was more like a no, get away from me type of person. It's one of those no, get away from me type of people, and part of me understands, but I'm like, God, and but I understand the other people. It's just like, if you can ask me for money, you can ask for a job. But then again, like I said, I looked it up. It was just like, how do homeless people get jobs? And if you need all this stuff and you don't have any of this stuff, you're really asked out, because they ask for a lot of information. I remember, like, even like the job I have, like they asked me for a lot of information, and then like signatures, and then it's just like, and then some jobs it's just like, do you owe money? And it's just like, they won't give you the job and you owe money, and it's just like, or if you like in some type of debt, which is just like really the biggest bullshit, because it's just like, oh, if you like have some debt, I don't know if I could owe you money, or I don't know if I could. It's like, I'm not here to steal. Like, I was working at a live casino. It's just like, I guess I had some type of bills that was trying to prevent me from getting a job, and like, if I like, I had to pay that shit. But I was like, you mean to tell me because of something that happened like 10 years ago that I didn't even know about, that shit it will prevent me from getting a job? Like, why? You know why people need a job in the first place? Is like, because I need money. It's just, and the people's just like, I don't want to hire you because you need. It's like, that's the point of getting a job. It's like, most people like, you think we're here? It's like, you think most people are here because they love being here? No, most people need money to live. It's just like, just the way the economy works. It's just like, nobody wants to be broke asking people for money. I've been it. It's just like, I've been that person. I don't like asking people for money. Hell, there's times when people do stuff for me, and I like used to turn them down because it's just like, I have no way of paying you back. It's just like, and some of them be like, "Yo, I got you. Don't worry about it." And all that other stuff is just like, and then, but I still don't feel, it's like, I still feel uncomfortable. Like, at least this is just me and myself. It's just like, and me, like, people ask me, it was like, what do I get? Even if someone say, I got you, I don't. It's like, whatever he getting, either I get the same thing or something less than that. Cause I'm not going to like ask for whatever, and that's why. Honestly, that's why I felt finesse. It's just like, damn. It's like, he said, let me get a number 10. And the number 10 is like one of the more expensive things on the menu. It's just like, now if I'd have cut him off, I was in the right. But I was just like, to me, I was just like, fuck it. Fuck it. Just pay the goddamn. That's how I was like, yo, just pay the goddamn meal. It's like you did this to yourself. But more of the story is I need to start prepping lunch. That's for one, because eating out is expensive, and like I've had this conversation with people before. And two, okay, watch who you give your generosity to, I guess. But we really need to fix this homeless problem, and that's why I look at every time. Like, if we really give a damn, most of these people wouldn't be homeless. That's how, and that's how I feel. Let me know what you think. Till then, my name is Mosquito Fly, and I'm out. Peace.